Of course, there are other options that might be more remote and immersive in nature. And there are also, or I should say, another way to determine the best campsite or campground might be where you want to stay within the park. So if you are thinking of staying north in the park, Mammoth might be a good option. However, if you would like to be central, Norris might be a good location. And other areas can be more remote or might be close to an attraction you're looking to see. For example, if you would like to see the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone and that is the focus of your trip, perhaps you would like to stay at Canyon Campground over here. So just from that initial overview, is there any campground that you are leaning towards? Grant Village, wonderful. I can't recommend it enough. I have stayed in Grant Village Campground and I highly recommend it for your trip. So just some details with Grant Village Campground. I'd like to highlight the fee. It is $27. And I'm looking at any other information for you. I think that this phone number might be a good detail to highlight. Phone numbers can often get lost, and of course we want to have a contact. All right, well, I'm so excited that you chose Grant Village Campground. Let's move on. So now, for more things to do, there is of course information about backcountry camping, which is separated from regular camping, as backcountry camping refers to hiking into a site as compared to car camping, where your car is kept at your campsite. There's also information on fishing in Yellowstone. I've always heard that fishing is one of the most incredible activities you can do at Yellowstone with its remote location and wide variety of wildlife. Would you like me to highlight fishing for you? Okay, I will do that. Perhaps in yellow again, as it is not so much camping related as it is just a good detail to note. Okay. There is also boating. Although boating might be more hit or miss, boats require an inspection. And then, of course, depending on the weather, boating may or may not be safe. Okay, let's continue. There's also a section on horses, mules, and other stock animals. You're not interested. Okay, that's perfectly all right. There is a section on swimming. You'd like to read a bit about swimming. Wonderful. I'd love to learn some more about it myself. So, park waters are swift and cold. Swimming in hot springs or their runoff is prohibited. Yes, that is very important to note. I did notice that many people believe that you could swim in the hot springs at Yellowstone, but upon arrival you learn that they are thermal features or geothermal features, and their brilliant color and their temperature and their uniqueness is preserved by us maintaining our distance instead of using them as a hot springs, as well as you could be seriously injured by swimming in the geothermal features, many or even worse than that. So it is very important to note that swimming in hot springs and their runoff is prohibited. All right. And it doesn't appear to me as though there's much information about swimming, so maybe we should move on to another section. All right, so I do see a section on day hiking. Perfect for us. As you are hoping to camp, I would say the number one thing to pair with a great campsite in Yellowstone is a day hike, if you have the time to. Yes, wonderful. So, would you like me to read some more information about day hiking? You'd like me to bookmark it? Okay. All right. Just so you can take a peek later. I understand. All right. Photography. Oh, there is such magnificent opportunities for photography at Yellowstone. I would be happy to. Okay, I will read a little bit about photography for us. Yellowstone is one of the best places in the world to photograph wildlife. The name of the game is patience. To get the best shot, you will spend more time waiting and observing than taking photos. Look for patterns in animal behavior that can help you get a great shot. You may have to wait a while, so be ready. And I completely agree. Some of the best shots are unplanned, and then some of the other best shots require a significant amount of patience. Okay. Would you like me to read more about photography? No, you think you understand. I agree. It's one of those things that you will experience once you're there, and it might be a bit random, your opportunities to take photographs. Bicycling. Okay, you're not interested. That's a little bit difficult to get bikes there. I'm pretty sure you could rent them nearby, but I agree, just transporting them might be difficult. Okay, so let's continue. All right. More things to do. Become a junior ranger. Will any children be joining you on this trip? Okay. But you want to continue, explore park heritage. So Yellowstone is one of the oldest national parks. Yes, you'd like to read more. Okay. Opportunities to connect to the past are everywhere in Yellowstone. Visit Mammoth Hot Springs to walk the self-guiding trail around Fort Yellowstone, which chronicles the U.S. Army's role in protecting the park. Other historic sites include the Norris Museum, Obsidian Cliff, and the Old Faithful Inn and Historic District. Which of these sites do I recommend? Well, it depends slightly on what you're looking for. If you are someone who's interested in the history of the military, I do recommend Mammoth Hot Springs and that area. But if you are someone who's interested in the history of the national park, there is a wonderful exhibit at the Old Faithful Inn. Wonderful. I will highlight the Old Faithful Inn and Historic District. Highly recommend that area. It's right by a lake. Beautiful views as well. Okay. All right, you'd like me to continue. So we have gone through the entire things to do section. I'd just like to give a brief overview of the other sections for your upcoming trip. There is the Make the Most of Your Visit trip section, and this talks about what to do if you only have one day. So here's the plan if you only have one day. It also talks about 2 or more days. And then I believe that's it. I think that's it. Would you like me to highlight any of this information? Maybe as a quick guide if you run out of ideas when there. Okay. I'll go ahead, oops, don't want to highlight it in pink because that's our camping color. I will go ahead and highlight it in green. So, and you'd like me to highlight 2 or more days because you already know a lot about the key features of Yellowstone. I completely agree. It's easy to know Old Faithful and the Grand Prismatic Spring has been popular on Instagram lately. But perhaps some of the other features might be less known and might be even just as exciting or more exciting than the known features. Alright, so I will highlight that in green just for your reference. Okay. So, and would you like me to bookmark the plan? Yes. Okay. I'll take out our Post-it one last time. There we are. All right. So there is quite a bit more information in here. However, I believe that those are the main things that you need to get started on your journey. So I will go ahead and put this back to the front. And let me clean up my space as we are done. All right. So thank you so much for coming back. A return customer is such a great compliment, and I appreciate it. And thank you again for choosing to visit Yellowstone National Park. If you do use any of my recommendations, I would love to hear what you think about them. So please come back and visit me anytime. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.